When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be giving you our review of Ghostbusters Afterlife. But before we give you guys our thoughts on this movie, make sure to hit that like button, comment your thoughts down below, as well as your expectations if you have not seen the movie, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future reviews coming very soon. Cam, what do you think of this?
I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I was excited to see it in the first place because I think Finn Wolfhard's great, and I think Mckenna Grace is great.
Sexiest man alive, Paul Rudd. We can't forget about him.
Yes, I forgot about him.
Loaded cast.
I honestly forgot he was in the movie until he showed up.
You know, going in, I kind of had these expectations of thinking it could be an all right movie. You know, I'm excited to see these newbies, but I'm kind of burnt out on Ghostbusters in general. It's never been my franchise, you know, of all the iconic ones. It's not been the one I prefer. This movie kind of flipped that script for me, and I had a blast with this one. I'm happy to say it's one of my favorite movies of the year. Paul Rudd, what a guy. He can do no wrong in my eyes. Finn Wolfhard, great. There were a lot of new additions. Mckenna Grace, who I didn't even realize it was her when I watched the movie because I haven't seen the movie Gifted.
Which I cannot believe.
Yeah.
Side story, I am really bad at telling like different actors when they're in different movies, especially if they look different, and I knew that it was Mckenna Grace, so that's embarrassing for Chris.
I love how this movie brought in a new cast of characters while also having some nostalgic elements as well. No spoilers, of course, but it definitely relies on a lot of Easter eggs, and there's even an introduction from the director before the movie where he was like, this is going to be a big Easter egg hunt, and I could definitely say we put on the first Ghostbusters movie to kind of rewatch it, and there are tons of Easter eggs and hints to the first film that hardcore fans are definitely going to love.
Even if you're a softcore fan, you should rewatch, because I do really like the Ghostbusters franchise. I always have. I haven't watched the first Ghostbusters in a while though, so I hadn't rewatched it before I went to go see Ghostbusters Afterlife. I put the first Ghostbusters on this morning and I was like, oh crap, there are a lot of Easter eggs like in this movie. So if you are like a softcore fan, you should definitely rewatch the first Ghostbusters and then go watch Afterlife.
I think they did a really good job of introducing these new characters and following their journey without relying on the past too much, because there were a lot of those fan service moments. The relationship between the character named Podcast and Phoebe, Mckenna Grace's character, was very sweet. I thought they had some great comedic bits. There's funny. A lot of like offbeat humor that worked for me. I know you were cracking up during this one.
I laughed a lot during this movie because science jokes are always very funny to me. This movie did a really good job at like maintaining the exact same humor from the very first Ghostbusters movie. Even if what they were saying like wasn't necessarily funny, the way that they say it is super funny. So I was laughing like every 5 minutes.
Finn Wolfhard in this movie as Trevor, the older brother of Phoebe. I thought they had some great bits back and forth. I love, you know, the vibes of Stranger Things. I feel like this kind of has that as well, just seeing kids try and uncover a mystery while going on an adventure of their own. I thought it was really well done. Going back and looking at how far the effects have come from the original to now is really impressive because, again, there's a lot of the similar technology and possibly characters that are recreated in this movie. And it looks stunning in this, especially when, you know, put side by side with the 84 version of the movie.
But they also still managed to keep the gimmicky aspect of like what the ghosts look like. Like they look funny.
I really dug the adventure this movie took me on, and while it did kind of call back to a lot of other plot points from the original Ghostbusters, which could feel redundant at times, almost like The Force Awakens with A New Hope, it didn't really bother me that much because it didn't bother me in the Star Wars franchise. It didn't bother me here. Like, going back to something that everyone loves is never a bad thing. It's kind of like a comforting new age type thing where they blend it together so perfectly.
Especially if it's done right.
Yes, and I think they definitely hit the nail on the head with this one. Also, this movie packs an emotional punch. I didn't expect it to pull on the heartstrings so much. Like, yeah. It definitely was a heavy hitter emotionally.
I put this in my Letterboxd review. This movie made me laugh, this movie made me cry, and this movie gave me jump scares.
You were about to jump out the seat.
I did. I jumped twice, and I don't normally jump that much. I watch Paranormal Activity, and I don't jump. For it to make me jump was, I think, kind of a lot. Had all three things.
I think the end of the movie is highly effective and emotionally satisfying. Heartwarming is the word I would actually use to describe it. I won't say what happens. If you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about, and when you see the movie, you will know exactly what we're talking about. But I want to see more from Ghostbusters, but at the same time, I think this movie would also be a perfect ending as it encapsulates what the franchise is while kind of tying it all up so well. I'm not opposed to seeing more because I love the new characters that are introduced so much, and I want to see more of their story. But it did such a good job of tying a bow on everything.
There are post-credit scenes for this movie. Stay till the end.
Yeah.
Because we almost didn't. But then I was like, Why not? It can't hurt. There's
two post-credit scenes, yeah. Little MCU action going on. Just to the flaws for this movie, there really aren't that many because it was such a fun time from start to finish. The first hour, obviously, we're setting up this world. Of course, there's going to be pacing moments where it slows down a lot, like where we're exploring the world or going around the town, but I just loved Paul Rudd's presence. Right when he came on screen, like, he's shows,
so good.
There's a moment where he's, like, showing movies to the class. It made him hilarious from that moment. So his charisma, I mean, it's there in every single movie he's in, and he's a scene stealer here, honestly. He's probably my favorite character in the movie.
They have a nice little Ant-Man MCU reference to his character, which you will see when you see the movie.
A lot of Easter eggs and nods all around in this one. Just a perfect blend, like I said at the beginning, of introducing new while relying a lot on nostalgia to just create a blast of a movie, one that I want to see again. Took me on an emotional roller coaster. It was a fun adventure with a lot of comedic bits. I really enjoyed this one. Cam, if you had to give it a score, what would you give it out of 5?
I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I woke up this morning and I was like, you know that a movie you just saw was good when you wake up the next morning and you want to go see it again. And that's how I felt about Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I'm going 4.25 out of 5. Make sure to see this one. Hardcore fans are going to love it. Softcore fans like myself, you'll have a fun time. And even people who have never seen these movies could actually have a good time with this, I think.
I love the phrase softcore.
I think you'd like this even if you haven't seen the Ghostbusters movies. So make sure to see this one in theaters November 19th. But that's going to do it for our review of Ghostbusters Afterlife. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, comment your thoughts on the movie down below. Hit that like button. Follow Cam on all her social medias, linked in the description down below. Stay tuned for more content coming very soon. And until next time, see you guys later.